Yes, sir.
Of this up-and-coming district, Rotary District 125. This house is Nabago to Father.
And Sarah Santa. My name is Vidal Albert Jawel. This wonderful gathering. And I'd like to hold your applause until we are done. So early, there is no harm. We have a representative of the governor of the members of the National Assembly here present, Professor Onyabuchi, the mine of Togo, who by extension is representing the President of Rotary. Our incoming President, who takes office from tomorrow, Rotary Sakuji Tanaka. Friends of Rotary, as we proceed to recognize, let us appreciate our special guest. And in the tradition of Rotary, we pray in our religions for our country nationally, and pray in your religions for us. So bear with us if we continue to recognize our names in the book of scriptures.
You've heard my name is Sarah. I also have 2,000. I'd like to recognize Rotarian, please, to be recognized. We also have in our midst, as I hand over the schools' names, we failed because we do not know that you're here. Call our attention, we'll come get it and announce.
Good evening, Onila, once again. Vice President of the newly chartered Rotary Club of Abuja Maitama. And yeah, we are quite brand new. I'd like Theophilus Bamiboye, retired, former military administrator for both. He's Rotarian and assistant governor.
Thank you. We will protocol, but let me know. Chief H.B. popularized the South Cup long letter of terrorist and the former minister of. We have to recognize Olorogun Rotary Club of Osupi in Warri, but are in a society called the $80,000 and above. And now, specifically, I would like to mention. Shall we see Raji Isama? The mine of Katubo, Engineer Saleh Mohammed, OON. He is the deputy chairman of the State Council of NS Chiefs. And much later in the program, you will get to meet him with a very interesting story of what is happening here. As you read through the program, you will find a lot of information about Rotary International, so we will not bore you with that. As it is, the night is fast spent and we must get going.
You may be able to confront it, but you don't want to confront something with a prayer on your head, knowing that you have not done it right. So thank you, but still let me apologize sincerely, because I know there was no way I would have come at exactly 7, because I would have even stayed outside there to make sure I prayed my mother before coming in. So for your alertness, I thank you. For my own, I have explained. The representatives of the governors of Kogi hand over. Mr. Lawrence Okori, Honorable Minister of Health, I know you will be here. And I know that you will not come alone. Because when I saw what the Rotary Club is going to do, that it has more to do with health, I know you will be here. And even if you are not, you will have sent your Minister of State. So thank you for coming, sir. Members of the National Assembly here present, Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, because I saw that what is happening is more to do with you, and you will make sure that after this, whoever pledges that you will be part of those people who will be making sure that you collect the money from them. His Royal Highness, the Rotary Club is not a secret society. The Rotary Club has been doing so much for the community and for the societies of the world. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, believe me, I'm extremely happy to be here. But let me quickly thank Kazim Mustafa, former district governor, for extending to me the invitation to this important fundraising dinner. Indeed, this is one of those events I will always be happy to attend once God has given me the privilege of sound health and time. Because anything that we do in the service of humanity is actually in the service of God. I'm therefore very pleased to identify with Rotary International, which symbolizes sacrifice, service to humanity, and care for the less privileged in the society. I congratulate Rotary International, particularly District 9125, Nigeria, for conceiving the idea of this fundraising dinner, particularly for outlining the laudable social intervention projects that are proposed for execution with the process. I believe that one of the best ways of convincing people to support a worthy cause. I have a problem. As a former teacher, whenever I hear noise in a particular section of the class, I pay attention. One of the best ways of convincing people to support a worthy cause is by indicating what their donation and sacrifices will be used for. The Rotary approach is therefore a credible way of helping not just the less privileged, but also those who are willing to help others by providing them the opportunity to gain the blessings of God by reaching out to the needy in the society. Those of us in the public service need to learn from the approach of Rotary International on issues of transparency, accountability, and proper planning before expenditure. You might have noticed that today we want to construct a road. We said after 16 months, the road will be ready, or the dam will be ready. Many of them are now 20 years old, not ready. Because every successive government that comes wants to start something new instead of completing the ones that are on the ground. And in the process, we expend money because we have not planned properly. So I like the Rotary approach, where you know the amount you are looking for, you know what you're going to do, and people will give the money knowing that the money will be expended in the right direction. And this is very fundamental to the real essence of life, especially when we ponder over our purpose on earth. Are we here to serve ourselves or to make the world a better place for all of us? I believe that the world will be more peaceful, more secure, and much happier place to live if we all imbibe the spirit of sacrifice, good neighborliness, kindness, equity, fairness, and justice at all times, which are the hallmarks of Rotary International. To the Rotarian, the highest source of happiness is the extent to which he or she is able to add value to humanity through selfless service. That is what should be our guiding principle in life. Because once we do not cultivate the habit of helping others from our meager resources, we may find it difficult to help even when we have surplus, if we ever do. Believe me, that we must invite the spirit of volunteerism and volunteering. The only way we can add value to our lives and our environment. The topic of today, as I was given, peace through service. But I've just been told that this particular thing will start from tomorrow. So I don't know whether I'm supposed to be the harbinger of peace, and that is why I was told that the thing should start with that. Peace through service is critical to the efforts at finding lasting solutions to some of the challenges confronting our nation today. The concept of peace can best be described as a state of safety in matters of social or economic welfare and the acknowledgement of equity and fairness in our interpersonal and political relationships in world matters. In other words, peace symbolizes safety, welfare, prosperity, security, fortune, and friendliness, and is characterized by a non-violent lifestyle, respect, justice, and goodwill. Undoubtedly, these are noble virtues that have been promoted through service above self by over 1.2 million Rotarians in about 34,000 clubs across the globe. To guarantee peace and foster sustainable development, we need integrity in service delivery, transparency, accountability, as well as equity, fairness, and justice in all ramifications. These are some of the principles of servant leadership, which we must all imbibe and uphold to achieve our developmental aspirations as a nation. I therefore applaud Rotarians for being peace builders and for being peace ambassadors in their various businesses and professional callings. There cannot be peace in the midst of corruption, iniquities, and carelessness. So as we volunteer, we must fight corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is becoming a life in Nigeria. Many of us who can fight it are actually acquiescing to the extent that our children now believe that it is only through corruption that we can survive. I had a text message that somebody sent to me that a mother was beating her child for stealing something, and that she asked him rhetorically, "What will you become with this your behavior?" And he said, "Oh, where will you go with this your behavior?" And he said, "I will go to the National Assembly." Because for him, probably he believed that stealing is the facet or the main thing in the Nigerian life. Pick any institution in Nigeria. We are only in a state like the House Amman will say, believe me. So we must resolve to fight corruption. We must distinguish between our culture and real life, because many of us are hiding under our cultural values or old cultural values to continue to perpetuate corruption. Because how can you explain a situation where now within 1 year, in one institution, 1.7 trillion naira could be embezzled in a budget of 3-point-something trillion naira. This can only happen in Nigeria, and that is because we have allowed it to happen. Now, if that can happen, and you have heard about the police pension, we are not aware yet of the military pension and other pensions. This is a very serious matter, and believe me, you cannot have peace when every Nigerian feels deprived and sees others who have stolen are being celebrated by the same community. So Rotary Club, you must continue with your work, but you must also add fighting corruption in it. It is therefore encouraging for me to see that Rotary in Nigeria is concerned about issues of disease prevention, treatment, maternal child health, provision of potable drinking water, and sanitation for Nigerian community. In the midst of our stealing, many Nigerians have to go to the river to take water where there is a river. Many of them, believe me, they cannot eat. Many of them have simple diseases that in other countries are no more. They don't talk about it. But in Nigeria, here we are. To the extent that out of ignorance, some people will refuse their children to be immunized for polio. I see that not only as ignorance, but as child abuse. Because it is the right of the child to be immunized. It is the right of the child to be educated. So if you refuse that, and I've always held the belief, even when I was, before becoming a governor, I had always believed that in Nigeria, if we plan it properly, we can provide free and compulsory education for every child in this country. I believe so. So we must encourage planning as we go along in whatever we do. And I'm saying this because I believe many of your members are also, you have some public officers. Many of your members are auditors. Many of your members are accountants. Many of your members are indeed lawyers. In fact, the president, the first Nigerian or black man that became the president of Rotary International, who is here with us, is a lawyer. So we believe that you will be able to help the community and the society in this one-ross task of fighting corruption in our midst. Distinguished audience, the expansion of Rotary International to all the states of the Federation will be a welcome development, considering the synergy it already had with world-leading international donor agencies in humanitarian services, the likes of USAID, DFID, UNICEF, UKAID, and a host of others. I'm very sure that this is going to be another great achievement for Rotary International District 9125. As they collaborate with the state governments to provide solutions to challenges facing mankind, we hope that other NGOs involved in humanitarian services will emulate the Rotary Club. We must all rise up to this challenge of helping the vulnerable in the society. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to appeal to all of us to please be generous. Many of us may not know what is going on in our communities, because to many of us, it is either Lagos, Abuja, in fact, Kaduna now, you don't have to tell people, they have learned, we have all learned our lessons. But many of us are so secured that we don't know the suffering that fellow Nigerians suffer. This is an opportunity for all of us to contribute. When I went for campaign in Niger State, believe me, I went to every ward, and in every ward the same complaints. In fact, I went to a place where they told me, since Niger State was created in 1976, they have not even seen a senior government official, not to talk of the presence of government at that ward. There was no potable drinking water. There was no healthcare facility. Indeed, the only primary school was the one the community built. And so they were questioning whether they needed to vote for anybody, because nobody had ever paid attention to them. That is one word, but that is the story of the majority of Nigerians. We need to go down. And when I established what I call the World Development Project, whereby regardless of what the federal government or the state government or the local government will do, that the community themselves at the world level will select their own people, 7 of them, And each ward will be given 1 million naira to do what they want to do by themselves. Because at the ward level, everybody knows everybody. They know the honest people, they know the thieves. They know who is sleeping with who. They do, only that they keep quiet, unless it opens up. With that, we realize the tremendous dynamism of the community when they are given a chance to do what they are supposed to be doing for themselves and by themselves. We have galvanized the people that it will not be any rogue coming. People who are not prepared for leadership, who think that leadership is only for them to protect themselves and their families. Not anymore, not in Niger State. If you come, you must be prepared to be fair in your leadership and to be transparent and to be accountable to the people. When we introduced free school fees paying, we also discovered that many parents were incapable of even paying examination fees. The government took over. Within 4 years, we discovered that the school enrollment had tripled from thousands to now 1.3 million. Primary and junior and senior secondary schools only. Believe me, we need to do more. We need to go down to the community. It is not a question of only going for the weekend and dashing. No, it's sitting down with the people to let them know. When I discovered, one other thing that I have found that the Rotary Club 9125 Nigeria will do is the dialysis center. Within a short time, I discovered we spent millions sending people for dialysis. And I established one center in Mina with 8 dialysis machines. And believe me, when I said I was going to give free, I discovered I was capable of doing that. So what I did was to say the government will pay half and the patient will pay half of that. And that has reduced. And that is one common disease that many of us, maybe because of what we eat or because we don't do exercise, the kidney seems to be a major problem for many Nigerians. And that is why I'm appealing to you to donate generously today. And I do pray that when they do, we will also pay attention to the execution of this project so that Nigerians will learn how to be honest in the execution of programs. Let me once again congratulate Rotary International District 9125 on this auspicious occasion, as I invite everyone to donate generously at this fundraising dinner to promote the cause of national development. I thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are also on the water and sanitation. We go there, there are no toilet facilities, the collaboration will have to be there, and we have 41 to do. As of today, we have been able to get 11. So go there and find those children with the ball in the car who need this support. Immediately, Mr. President and his team were talking about family planning. And of course, Honorable Senator, we support the for encouraging their teachers to come out and wait right from it, we must encourage and the way women and of course, some of you will become a trusted member and now. And when you do that, whatever money you do, the agreement will be that the student...
Look at page 9 of the program. And you will see the declaration of the Rotarian, which is a further confirmation to you that this is one organization that you have and whatever it is that you are donating. Go ahead. I will want to recognize the representative of the governor of Bauchi State. The governor of Bauchi State, a very good friend of mine and a brother, a confidant that we normally confer on many issues. He was a federal minister before becoming the governor of Bauchi State. And I'm sure that he was aware that this is a fundraising dinner. And therefore, the chief of staff who is representing him, I believe has either come with a commitment or with a donation. I will also want to recognize the governor of Kogi State, who I was with yesterday. We prayed the Friday prayer together, but he had to rush back, being a neighboring state to Edo, to receive Mr. President and the Vice President in Benin City, which he has done. And I believe also that his representative has come with something. The Honorable Minister of Health, even though he will be a beneficiary of whatever is collected today, I know that in every budget of every ministry, there is a room for donation. I'm aware because I know we were preparing the budget before. So I believe that the minister and his entourage and other departments may come up. But if they don't want announcement, please write it for our note. The representative of the River State, 2 million naira. And the former military governor, Rashid Sakani, has made a donation, but he has asked me not to announce it, and I do not intend to announce it. The Friends of the Honorable Minister of Health, 2 million naira. That is together with the 5 new number Paul Harris Fellows. And then we are to contact Dr. I.R. Fubara with the mobile number that he has given. But that's for the Friends. Okay. I am waiting.
Champion.